Hello, hello. Welcome to Let's Have a Conversation. My name is Lisa Willis and I am an insurance broker. And today we're going to be discussing should you get a life insurance policy on a minor? So I know many people don't agree with having a policy on a minor. They feel like the child has no income, you're not dependent on the child for anything. Why should you get life insurance? Or some may say, instead of putting money into a life insurance policy, why not put that money and invest it? I totally understand and I get it. But I have since changed my mind about that, and I want to share with you 5 reasons why you may want to consider getting a life insurance policy on a minor. Number one reason is that it's the cheapest you're ever going to find a policy. Getting a life insurance policy on a minor is very inexpensive, and you can get a pretty good amount of coverage for a low price. So that's one reason why you might want to consider. There is also what is called a 10 pay. These are policies that you only pay 10 years on the policy, and it will be paid off for the rest of the child's life. So those are really great policies to look into. It's called a 10 pay. So for instance, you can get a $25,000 policy and let's say pay annually $300 for the whole year, and you do that for 10 years. That's $3,000 for a $25,000 policy. So that's something to really look into, a 10 pay. I personally would not do it any other way but a 10 pay. Who wants to pay on a life insurance policy for up to 100 years? I don't. So look into what is called a 10 pay. Also, number two reason is that if the child develops any health issues, you can get this policy before that happens, before a child develops a health issue or develops a bad habits, health habits. For instance, it is almost impossible to get a policy on a child who has been diagnosed with autism. I personally have not been able to find any insurance company that will insure a child with autism. If anybody out there know of a company that will insure a child with autism, please let me know. I'm looking for them. So if you can get this policy for from 15 days old, starting at 15 days old, before any diagnosis, then that may be a reason why you want to go ahead and lock that in. Also, your kids, as they get older, they may develop bad health habits. They may start smoking. They may start drinking. Um, they may do drugs. These are things that can hinder them from getting a policy. So get it while they're young before any of these things show up. And number three, you can lock that low rate in for the rest of their life. Okay, they can pay that low rate and never have to worry about that rate ever going up. So that's one reason. And number four, it guarantees insurability. If you get a policy, then when they get ready to increase it, they can increase it without any health questions asked. Okay. No matter what type of health issues that may develop, no matter what type of bad habits that may develop, there will not be any questions asked. They can automatically increase that policy um, with no questions asked, no health questions asked. And number five, if you ever had to experience losing a child, I'm sure you would not want to have to go immediately back to work. And unfortunately, some parents have no choice. They had to go back to work rather to take care of other kids that they have, rather to pay bills. They didn't have the option to be able to stay home and grieve. So by having a policy on a child, let's say you had a $75,000 policy. Let's say you took 25,000 of that to do the funeral and you still have $50,000 left. That is enough to at least keep you home for almost a year without having to, get right back into work. That's if you choose. Some people rather go back to work. So those are some reasons why you may want to consider getting a life insurance policy on a minor. If you have any other questions about it, if you want to find out what it will cost you to get one on your minor child, or even grandparents. We have policies that grandparents can get a policy on their grandchildren with no permission from the parents. So I hope you enjoyed learning about this or hearing my views on it. Look forward to having a conversation with you soon. And if there's anything that I personally can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thanks again and have a good evening.